But I'm going to start with my number 10 with a movie theme.
Oh,
And it's melodic, orchestral, and bombastic. And that's Paul McCartney's Live and Let Die.
oh, well, wait a minute. We have a graphic for that. We have a graphic already.
You know what?
That was
I was going to
one
mention
line.
that one too.
That's cool, though.
I love.
I
that
don't know
song.
who had that choice. Someone else.
I had that choice.
I had that choice too.
I have a feeling there's going to be some overlap here. And I have a feeling
can
there's going to be a
always-
lot of songs that just,
Yeah.
even with 5 of us, we're going to miss that were outstanding.
Well, I do have it somewhere, but my list is so big with all these panel people. I can't even talk. I'm so worked up. I don't know if I could find the graphic, but
Right.
there is one somewhere. Here, we could throw up. No, we can't.
And when somebody else brings it up on their list, you can flash it up there.
Yeah, it's a lot. I'm trying to acclimate to this. So,
But for
All right.
McCartney, nothing really is out of McCartney's range of being able to create a song. But for a movie theme and for a James Bond theme, he had a home run. This thing's got intrigue. It's got a little soft balladry in there because Bond was a man of romance as well. But I mean, the way it switches within the song, it just really encompasses everything James Bond. So that's my number 10 is Live and Let Die.
that's good. Excellent. Byron, what you got?
Yeah, that was going to be on my list too for about my 5th pick, but I'll skip it later.
Well, that's all right.
But
Whatever.
I was also going to say there's 2 or 3 songs on Band on the Run I could have picked from the same year.
Oh my God, yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But,
Well, it's a great record.
yeah, so like I said, it's hard to pick 10, but I grabbed 10 that I liked, and
That's all.
I didn't really grab many like that were top 40 songs. But
Okay.
Anyway, so I'm gonna go. The first one I'm gonna go with is a song by Robin Trower called "Daydream." It's off of his first
There you go.
There you go. I get to throw up a graphic. So
There you
my day is complete.
I have that on 8-track, man. I should have pulled it. Man.
Yeah. It's a real slow, mellow song. He's kind of channeling his Hendrix Little Wing type guitar playing. It's just a beautiful song. Great. The guitar playing is great on it. I just love that song. I mean, I learned how to play it, but I mean, I couldn't play it nearly as good as Robin, of course. But it's a song I really wanted to learn. So that's all I'm going to say about it. It's just a great song.
That's good. Hey, that was like off his first solo album too.
Yeah.
So what can you say? All right, Ernesto, what you got?
All right. So the next one I'm going to talk about is pretty out there. I don't know if anybody's going to mention this one, but I'll mention it.
I doubt it.
Tubular
Oh,
Bells.
yeah.
Oh, well, that's a good contender. It's on some lists.
Yeah.
I mean,
Tubular Bells. I mean, this is the album that bankrolled Virgin Records, if anybody knows the story about that.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much he bankrolled everything that what's his name Bronson was doing and everything, and this guy is a genius, man. I mean, you got to listen to his music, but this is the album that really opened up everything when it's come to like new age and prog stuff. And when you heard it off the soundtrack to The Exorcist, man, it really like freaked you out.
Oh, Ernesto, to this day, when I hear the beginnings of that song, it sends chills down my spine to this day.
Yeah,
recalling its use in The Exorcist.
Well, what year did The Exorcist come out?
73.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it all timed up perfectly.
All lined up.
Yeah, it was perfect, man. It's still freaky, man. It's like listening to like Iron Man for the first time as a kid. You know what I mean? Because I heard Iron Man as a kid, and it was just mind blowing, man. It's just crazy, you know.
Yeah, that is the Exorcist song.
It is.
DJD. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, here we go. Kathy Farrell Moore. You know mine. Barry's. It could be magic. And you know she's referring to Barry Manilow.
Yeah.
You know what? I thought we could get by this whole show without any Barry Manilow references, but maybe not.
I stand with Kathy. I like some of Manilow's stuff.
Oh,
Not all of it,
God.
mind
I
you.
do too.
Some of it.
Have anybody looked at Barry lately? He's pulled so
Plastic.
tight.
Very
He's
plastic.
pulled so tight. I'm not sure the guy can move.
He lives in Palm Springs.
Well,
Like one of those puppets in that Fireball X500 puppet show back in the day. Very tight.
pretty much.
Brian McFadden, Thin Lizzy, Whiskey in the Jar.
Mhm.
Yep.
Oh, and by the way, so Kathy can gloat. She's going to see him August 25th.
Oh, wow.
What they're probably going to do is put him on some kind of like, I don't want to say a stretcher, but one of those hand carts,
Gurney.
Yeah.
a gurney or something, because he probably can't move.
Don't you have to be that cruel, Grant? Really?
Well, if you've looked at him, he doesn't even look like Barry Manilow.
I know. He's had some work done.
A lot of work.
Well,
All
you
right,
gotta
cool.
put Ozzy too.
That's true. All right, let's throw it over to John the Music Nut. John, what you got?
All right, thanks so much, DC. Great to be doing a show with you.
Yeah, John, we finally joined forces.
Oh, you guys haven't been on the same show yet.
never
No, we
before.
haven't.
Well, sometimes we cross streams, gentlemen.
I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Pleasure and a privilege.
Oh, same here.
Thank you. All right, so I'm going with one of the great rock and roll bands that flamed out, but they gave us 2 killer records, and their debut is one of the more underrated debuts, in my opinion.
Okay.
And it all goes back to
To Cheap Trick.
Lundgren.
Oh,
It is the
wait,
curveball.
whoa. Wait a minute, I gotta find my graphic.
Yep, get your graphic up.
God, I have this big long list. It's hard for me to get them up.
And
Good
the
one,
song
good one.
I'm going with is Frankenstein.
Good
And
one.
Song, thank you, and an album of so many great short loose rockers. This is close to 6 minutes. It's haunting, very heavy for 1973. David Johansen sings his ass off. Excellent track. I mean, you had in 73, you had in the first part of 73, but released in 72, you had Edgar Winter's Frankenstein. This is a great Frankenstein too. Killer. That's my number 10. I hope I didn't mention anyone's song.
I don't think I've ever heard that.
That's a good one.
Well,
That's a
it
good
could
Yeah,
be
that's
the other
good.
Frankenstein,
Check
but
it
I
out.
think that was
Check it out, Byron.
That was not the Frankenstein anybody was expecting, but
that's
that's
not what I was
inspired.
expecting. When I was
Very
doing
inspired.
when I was doing the graphics, I'm looking at it and going, "Well, that's really is that a typo?" But no, it's not. All right, kids. Well, I'll go with my choice, and since we're in that Todd Rundgren mode, I am going to go with Todd Rundgren. Just One Victory from a Wizard, a True Star, Bearsville, 1973. This is one of those songs that could have fit easily on Something Anything. It could have been written for Something Anything. But yeah, it's on a Wizard True Star, but it's a power pop masterpiece, I would say.
No question.
No question. And I didn't know if anybody was going to mention Todd, but I'm mentioning Todd tonight.
I love that.
So
cover,
that's,
too.
I don't know. I'm just going to say all the ones I'm going to mention, I'm not ranking them. I'm just throwing them out. But this is one of the highlights for me in 1973. All right, DC, what you got?
Yeah, I like you. I'm not putting them in any order. I'm just throwing them out there. And for number 9, we're going to go with I'm going to call it an instrumental, and it's Hocus Pocus by Focus.
Oh, crap.
Oh, good one.
And it is unlike anything that was ever on the charts, was on the charts, or would be on the charts. I mean, you've got yodeling, a flute solo, cartoon gibberish, and what is essentially a hard rock instrumental. And if you get a chance, and you guys have probably already seen this, there's a video that's up on YouTube from their performance of this on the Midnight Special.
Right.
They gave the guys 4 minutes. Hocus Pocus is about 6 minutes. They sped that sucker up, and it is intense. That crowd on the Midnight Special usually just sits on their butts for everything. At the end of that performance, it was a standing ovation. Check it out after the show.
That's
It's
right.
worth watching.
Don't
Don't leave
No.
now.
Don't leave now.
Later.
There you go.
Okay.
Brian McFadden gives an excellent. Brian McFadden seems to be making a lot of comments. I know there are more people here.
Don't be shy, folks.
We try. Excellent. Focus, hocus, pocus, pocus. All right. Byron, what you got?
All right. So Nobody's probably going to expect any jazz fusion tonight, but I'm going to go jazz fusion.
I know where you're going. I'm ready.
I think I know too.
So I'm going with the first track on Billy Cobham's Spectrum called Quadrant 4.
Oh, nice.
I mean, this song is just crazy. I mean, it starts out with, Billy's just jamming away the whole song, but Jan Hammer comes in with this really long, crazy keyboard solo. And then you get Tommy Bolin comes in, and he just goes off with his Echoplex or whatever the hell he used. And it's just intense, man. The title track was really good too, but this thing just rocks really hard.
All right, Byron, what's the song on this record where Tommy Bolin breaks a string and you can hear him break it, but he keeps going?
Might have been that. Was it real fast from what? I've never noticed that. It's just
but he broke a string on this record, but he kept going.
Yeah, I mean,
it's great.
You got to hear that if you've never heard. It's just crazy.
Killer.
This is definitely the album in Billy's catalog that everyone would need. I don't care if you're into jazz fusion, rock. You need to hear Tommy Bolin's guitar work on this. Anybody who hasn't heard it, you've got to hear it because it's incredible, right? Am I right, gentlemen?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right,
Without a doubt.
it's killer.
Record.
All right, cool, excellent, Byron. Anything else?
I thought I had that and I sold it at some point. It's like, well, I better pick that up again.
Well, I'm not surprised by you the way you flip things. So
I used to flip things, but not anymore. Yeah, I got to pick it up again. I thought I had it. So, all right, I'm done.
All right. Well, I've got the cover right here because here it is. If you
Oh,
can see
yeah.
it.
Yep.
There you
Oh
go.
yeah, it's right there too. Sorry, I'm all flustered tonight. Here we go. Sean Barnes. Hey, Sean, nice to see you. King Crimson's Lark's Tongues and Aspic Part 2.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
That's a great one. Holy crap. All right, let's throw it over to Ernesto. Ernesto, what you got?
I got a Glam legend.
Okay, we might have
And
graphics
this
for that.
Glam legend passed away already, but he's always remembered because he's always got some great hits.
Go ahead.
And I got this album.
Oh, Tank by T-Rex.
Yeah, can you see it?
Love that.
Okay.
I see
Love
it's
that
a little
album.
dark because we need to get you some lights.
Yeah, that's my favorite T-Rex album. I much prefer that to Electric Warrior.
Yeah. It's got a lot of good hits, but the one that stands out for me is that mellow song, what do you call it? What is it? Life is Strange. It's just so soothing and relaxing and just like, I mean, we all know the hits, right? But this album stands out for that song to me personally. I picked this one.
And the fact that he has it on 8-track, kids. Come on.
Yeah.
I
We're the full
actually
effect of 73 right there with Ernesto.
Oh, yeah. And this thing is minty, too.
Of course it is. I wouldn't expect anything less from you.
Minty.
All right.
And
cool.
I'm missing. I got a few of them.
That's what I hear. All right. Thank you, Ernesto. That's freaking incredible. John, the music nut, over to you.
All right. So I'm going to go with one of the great songwriters and musicians of our lifetime. And it's not Tom Jones.
You weren't talking about Tom Jones?
Nah.
I thought you were talking Tom Jones. I'm sorry.
Wrong graphic.
A hell of a performer, but no, I'm going to talk about the guy who was winning Grammys left and right around this time, and it's Stevie Wonder, and this is all Inner Visions, and it's Higher Ground. It's probably the biggest hit out of all my 10 songs here. Higher Ground is, to me, one of the best songs Stevie ever did, and his whole catalog is a treasure of riches. Fantastic song. That clavinet's so irresistible on there. Excellent melody, great lyric. Whole album is killer. Inner Visions.
You're right.
Well, the album of the year, I believe, in 73 as well. But
that's a stunner.
It's a 5-star album, no doubt.
Right.
No doubt. Beautiful choice.
Thank you.
All right, kids. Well, this is one of those. Okay, my next pick is one of those tracks that you used to skate around the roller rink when you were a kid. Now I don't know about Ernesto because he's so young, but he's not that young. He's pulling. He's an old man too. because we're all old men here. But this is one of those tracks. I no doubt if you roller skated when you were a kid, you roller skated to this. And is it really one of the best tracks in 1973? Well, it very well may be. It depends upon when you grew up. But I'm going with the Bay City Rollers, Saturday night, 1973. Now,
Yeah.
in the States, I believe that came out a little later, maybe like 75.
Yes.
But technically, this in the UK came out in 73. So it's included.
It's a global show.
It's
right. Global.
It is. We are worldwide. Where's my voiceover? I need to play that video. He's worldwide. Anyway, but yeah, Bay City Rollers Saturday night. Come on.
Yep.
Still stands up.
Yep.
Great song. I don't know. Stephen Schnee talks about the Bay City Rollers and like a lot of their later career. Remember when they shortened their name to the Rollers?
Yeah.
He says those records are power pop classics.
Wow.
I haven't heard them. They're expensive if you try to find them on CD, but I want to hear them. All right. Excellent. That's my choice, kids. All right.
Great choice.
Good job.
Thank you very much.
Right.
Let's see. Oh, let's see. Wait a minute.
We're at 8.
Wait a minute.
Annie T.
Stevie had a great year in 73.
That's
Kathy
right.
Moore. Wait a minute.
Thank you.
Kathy
Thank you,
Moore.
Annie
Oh,
T.
look,
Thank
there's
you, Kathy
Kathy's
Moore.
cranium. Top of the World, the Carpenters, 1972, but it was still in the church in 73. I love the Carpenters. I'll give you that. Bay City Rollers, great swimming pool. Annie T.
There you go.
Oh, Annie T. There you are. Right? You and Annie, I'm sure you skated too at the Highway Roller Rink. I'm sure you skated in the Bay City Rollers back in the day. Love me some BCR. Yeah, there you go. See, gentlemen, we're hitting a chord with the crowd.
That's
It's a
right.
resounding
All right,
symmetry.
all right, DC, you're up, man.
Okay, number 8, and like I said, the variety of the look
Oh,
out.
wrong year.
Look
I thought
out.
it was Captain and Steel.
Oh.
No, that's not right. Sorry,
That was
wrong
79.
graphic. Wrong graphic.
Oh,
Sorry about
That
that.
was mine.
Get a
Sorry
little
about
saucy
that.
here on the Warehaus.
Sorry about that.
My number 8 is delving into the funk realm, and I'm going to go with That Lady by the Isley Brothers.
Holy crap.
wow.
No.
And just the song combines funk, soul, rock, and that searing guitar by Ernie Isley. Now, you know, when he was a wee lad, he learned at the feet of Hendrix when Hendrix was in
That's
the
what we
Isley
hear.
Brothers, because man, is it prominent in his playing and showcased on that song. Just a great tune, and that will satisfy my funk portion of my top 10.
Wow.
Nice.
Byron. I mean, DC.
EC
I'm
Byron.
jumping ahead. I'm all flustered tonight, so don't hold it against me. Oh, wait a minute. We got another one. Annie T. Live and Let Die Wings, my favorite Bond movie.
Yep.
Hey, she's right.
We hit that
Oh.
right out of the chute.
Right out of
Live
the
and Let
chute.
Die.
Have you been tuned in?
You
Billy
miss a minute, you
Paul.
miss a lot
Oh.
here on the Rock House.
How about Billy
That's right.
Paul, Me and Mrs. Jones?
Oh,
Wha-
that's on
yeah.
my almost made the cut list.
Yeah, that's a good one. Wait a minute. Bay City Rollers song Saturday Night featured in the movie I Married an Axe Murderer. I wasn't aware of that. Of course, I don't think I've ever saw that movie, so that doesn't
That's
matter.
kind of like kind of an old movie, but
Yeah.
still around.
All right, Byron, I tried to jump ahead to you, but I'm ready for you now.
Oh, all right. Okay, so I guess I'm going to be the first one to go into the prog realm as well tonight.
Well,
So
and there's sound effects. All right. Cool.
So I'm gonna go with a 9.5 minute song here.
Nice.
So it wasn't top 40, I can tell you that. But it's one of my favorite songs by Genesis. It's called Firth of Fifth. It's multiple movements in this track. Starts with this really long piano introduction, then you get into some of the vocals, and then you get into a flute solo by Gabriel, and then you get into a lot of people say it's Steve Hackett's greatest guitar solo, and it is really good. And it's almost like a separate composition to me, really. And then it goes back into the vocals again, from what I remember. But it's just a great prog track, and I thought I'd definitely have to throw something proggy in for the 73. So
There it is.
there's the graphics. Yeah.
No, you know what's weird? I don't want to. I've loaded all these graphics up prior, but there's something weird about StreamYard because I go to look for the graphics and they're not there. They might be there, and then if I turn it off, I don't know what's going on. But I had everything set up. I'm a professional, for crying out loud. And
Hey, while we're talking about graphics, that Carpenter's 73 thumbnail, really well done. I think all your graphics,
well,
not
thanks.
just kissing up to you. They're
And,
really well
do you
done.
see, that means a lot coming from you, since you're an illustrator. Are you an illustrator or what will we
Both.
classify you? Okay.
I would say I'm, well, cartoonists normally writes a lot of their material. I tend to do cartoony illustration and cartoony design. So I'd say I'm a humorous illustrator.
Okay.
Meet
well,
in
I
the middle
appreciate
somewhere.
that. All right, cool. See, we have superstars on this channel.
Oh, yeah.
We do. All right.
I know we do. We got some
We
very,
do,
very
we do.
wise people.
All right. Now I've lost complete-
Ernesto.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Thank you, Byron, for keeping me in track.
Isn't Byron's turn?
No, I just did
No,
perfect.
Ernesto.
He did Genesis.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, well, the next one is this guy's a guitar legend. Now, this guy was better than Yngwie back then. He was like better than Eddie Van Halen. Well, at least that's what I think. He was one of the greats. He passed away now, so I'm putting a little Montrose out there.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I came this close to picking that.
Me too.
Yeah.
I almost did. Oh,
Great
great.
the guy.
Good
man.
song.
Guy. Yeah. Oh, Space Station number 5, of course.
Yeah.
That's the song for me, man. It's mostly an instrumental, but I love that. You know,
Mhm.
I mean,
Here
because
we
that
go.
was way before Eddie Van Halen, Yngwie Malmsteen, and all those guys.
Mhm.
So you gotta understand that's mind blowing. You know, when you hear that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ernesto, you can really see how the template for Van Halen was Montrose, my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
Exactly.
Wishbone 4, A Wizard of True Star,
Okay.
Selling England by the Pound. George, you were thinking just like this panel is, but no one's picked Wishbone Ash yet, but you never
No.
know. We'll see. Grant, it looks like you better get your
Goatee.
goatee.
Yeah, because
A lot,
everybody's
of, a lot of goatees on there.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm not doing a goatee.
got to.
No more Mr. Nice Guy. You know,
Oh yeah.
we might see something like that.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Annie T loves some Ballroom Blitz. Sweet.
Yeah.
Another
Mhm.
skating song. And I remember skating to that back as a kid. Oh my God. That Ballroom Blitz Saturday night. Perfect for the roller skating rink.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There you go, Dan. Susie Quattro, 1973 or later on. I don't know, Brian. I can't remember.
I think Susie was out in 73.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah,
I
I
got some
think so,
insight
too.
on it.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's keep it going. All right, John, the music nut.
All of you
give me
commenting-
a kind of a long intro so I can make sure I have the graphic up or find it.
Oh, well, first off, I'm going to do my usual butt kissing. You guys
Okay.
in the comment, all you men and ladies, you're kicking ass in the comments. Thank
Yeah,
you. So
great
much.
comments.
Absolutely.
You know what? What's weird is that we have 2 females in the. Of course,
And
you know I have a lot of
Don't
females.
assume.
Oh, I know they're females. I have a
Okay.
lot of women following me around. So, hey, when you get to my
How could they
status-
not? How could
When
they
you get
not?
to my status, you know.
By the way,
okay.
one of you commenting is in my head, by the way. Just let me let you now. Let me just say that. Okay, Grant,
All
you ready?
Well, I hope so. Go ahead.
Okay, well, this artist has already been talked about at least 2 or 3 times.
Okay.
We're to go with Paul McCartney and Wings. I don't have
Oh,
the CD,
okay.
so here's the cassette from my youth. I still have
Mhm.
some of them left. And the song I'm going with is Jet.
Yeah.
First
Yeah.
single off of the seminal Band on the Run album. What makes this song rock even harder than some of Paul's great rockers is that the sax is playing in unison with the guitar line. It brings a lot more.
Oh, I
punch
didn't
and depth to it.
realize that.
Yeah, the sax is playing with the guitar on it. Oh God, this song is oh God, this is one of those songs. All these years later, I could still crank up the radio every time I hear it. Fantastic track. This went to number 7 on the Billboard Hot 100. It'll be the last song that I talk about to hit the top 40. I do have one more song I know to hit the top 100, at least one more. But yeah, Jet,
Good one.
Band on the Run, great record. I gotta buy the CD. Thanks.
Yeah,
Hey,
but I just want to
got-
say
hey.
that the tracks that we're talking about here tonight, folks, they don't have to be hits.
No,
They could be anything from 1973 or whatever year we talk about, just to let you know. So, excellent choice there, John.
Thank
I appreciate that. Oh,
Thank
I
you,
guess
Greg.
I'm up now. Well, let me
Yep.
look. What do I want to talk about? Okay. Oh, I got a good one. Okay, here we go. I'm going to go with Queen. Keep Yourself Alive. Came out in
Excellent.
Electra 1973, of course, off the first Queen album. Of course, you know, if anybody remember back in the day, Rolling Stone would give Queen like 1 star, not even a star. Rolling Stone hated Queen. The fact that this is even shown up on the list is incredible. If I was working for Rolling Stone.
Right.
But think about it. What else sounded like this in 1973? Well, maybe Sweet.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, don't
There's
forget,
vocal parallels
Don't
in a lot of
forget,
that. Yeah.
Sweet predates Queen, and there's a
Mhm.
lot of similarities.
Yeah.
But Keep Yourself Alive. Oh, great track. It still stands up. If anything, I think Queen's probably more appreciated now than ever. Probably after the film, maybe. I could be speaking out of my butt. But I think that really had a lot to do because, well, I don't know if you guys remember, but you remember when the game out when you were a kid? That's where I thought they jumped the shark. Some people
Yeah.
liked the game, but that's where I saw the cracks forming. I'm going, well, this is no jazz. This isn't, yeah. Anyway,
Mhm.
that's for another show, and I've mentioned that before, but this is my choice. What a great track from 1973.
Agreed.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, here we go. Oh my God. I don't know if I can keep track.
There are so many great comments. Rat
Blue.
Bat Blue. Oh
Yeah.
my. When you get to that midsection and that keyboard gets frantic and it goes into that solo and it just, what a great track, really.
Do I owe who money? Byron, I might owe money. I'm not sure. I definitely owe money to Ernesto, but I don't know. Rick Derringer, Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rock and roll Scooby Doo. Love it.
Oh, here's Zeb. Where not to start with 1973? Impossible to start listing for me. I need to sleep on it. It's 2:30. All right, Zeb, I know it's where you are. It's like in the middle of the night. Have a great stream, Grant, and the Peace Corps. There you go. That's nice. Well, Zeb, I'm going to try to get Zeb on one of these shows eventually. Once he
likes
gets
Prog.
it together, I know. He keeps pressuring me for Prog. Oh,
That's the one-
here's Kathy. Tie a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree. Yeah, that's a good old good one.
Tuesday's fun. Yeah.
Oh gosh, wait a minute, Zeb. The Resident, Smelly Tongues is up there. You know, I knew it would have to end up with the Resident somewhere. Oh, as it keeps coming. All right, next. Who's next? I just went. DC.
I think we're up to 7.
All right, let's go.
I know John mentioned a Frankenstein song, but I'm going to mention another Frankenstein song by the Edgar Winter Group. Another instrumental. Who would have thought I'd come up with 2 instrumentals on a top 10 list? But that song, the title of it and how it's put together perfectly encapsulates the idea of Frankenstein.
And I'm going to
I mean,
throw
you start
up the
with
New
a
York
hard rock-
Bells. I'm going to throw out the New Year's Dolls graphic because it kind of covers it.
Good enough. Yeah, good enough. Just how that song's put together with Edgar on the guitar, and then he goes to the sax, and he goes to dueling drum solos to synthesized gobbledygook. It is a Frankenstein of a song, but it's a real great hard rock tune too. So I'm going to add that into the mix.
That's a good one. Well, that whole track, they edited all that together.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. If you think about it as a feat of editing, it's quite impressive because you can't tell that it's been all edited together,
But
It's
having
great.
said that, and I'll bring up YouTube again, and don't go to it until this is over, folks. There is another YouTube video of the Edgar Winter group when Ronnie Montrose was out. Edgar Winter Rick Derringer had just joined on the Old Grey Whistle Test, which is a British music show, doing Frankenstein in just one take. And it is phenomenal.
That's cool.
Just an outstanding performance. So check it out later on.
He was the first guy to strap on a keyboard too.
The guitar, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think that keyboard originally was meant for that, but he kind of modified it so he could strap it on. That's pretty cool.
He was like Todd in that respect. He was always dickering around in the studio with stuff.
Definitely. All right. Thank you, DC. Let's go over to Byron Bolt.
All right, so I was going to talk about a band that was probably the biggest band in the 70s that nobody's mentioned yet. I'm going to go with the Rain song off of Houses of the Holy.
Oh, okay.
Where's my damn graphic? Oh, there it is.
There you go.
It's a beautiful, slow song. And the guitar playing on there is just great. Plant singing is wonderful. And they throw in that mellotron. And it just sets the mood of the song, really. And it's just, there's a lot of great songs on that album, but that's probably the one that I really just enjoy the most. I mean, I thought about throwing The Ocean on because that really kicks ass too.
It rocks.
It rocks. But it's totally opposite of that song. But I'm going with the Rain song tonight.
I'm just going to say, Byron, out of all the Led Zeppelin out, this is my favorite one. The whole record's good. Throw me something that doesn't work on this record. I think it's a classic.
I love the grunge.
The grunge.
Yeah, everybody craps on that song, but I love it.
I don't know why
Everybody
people
craps on it.
Why do people crap? Wait a minute, Byron. What's that? Turn that.
I don't like the crunch that much. What it is?
That's blasphemy.
It's
Me,
weird.
that proved that Zeppelin could do anything when they did funk.
That preceded things like Custard Pie and everything that they would continue to move in that direction somewhat. But a lot of people don't like it. To each their own.
Dan says Tuesday's gone.
Yeah, Leonard
That is a
Skinner.
true statement.
Yeah.
Oh.
Good song.
He beat me to it. That was going to be one of my fake outs with Grant. I'm going to say,
Mrs.
I'm surprised we haven't heard this from
Byron,
Grant
why
yet.
are you getting Mrs. BM Bolt involved in throwing out Grand Funk?
She likes Grand Funk.
I hate Grand Funk. God,
And it all goes back to Todd Rundgren.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he saved him.
We
Let's say
got those
that.
Chiquitas here in Omaha too. So
There you
There
go.
you go.
Brian
Gary Glitter.
McFadden, Gary Glitter was all over the radio in 1973. What's your pick? There's many. Well, I
Yeah.
think Gary Glitter. I think Prison. So
Yeah, that's his pick. To
I don't know. That's what I think.
No, actually, he's out of prison already.
oh,
Oh, is
really?
he? Well, he can
Yeah,
get
he
back
got
to
out already.
he can get back to business then. Zeb, you're gonna listen. Oh, Zeb, God darn, I love you. I got to get you on the show. Get your.
We have the
quote
best
on
fans.
We
We
do.
have the best fans out there.
Brian,
No doubt.
cheers, Zeb. Zeb's, he's big in the vinyl community. He's
And
big
here's the
over
good
here.
thing. Here's the good thing. We don't have to pay them.
No. Hey, let it ride. Oh my God. I almost thought about BTO. BTO 2, I think, came out in 73, right?
Yes.
Look at
Oh,
Oh,
Ernesto's
right
ready.
there. Right
It
there.
did.
a good one.
So
All right,
yeah.
who am I on now? I'm on Ernesto. Is that
Ernesto,
you?
yeah.
Yep.
All right, Ernesto, go.
Right here, BTO, taking care of business.
Okay, well, I'll leave that graphic up then. There you go.
That's my most hated song of all time. It seriously
I
is.
know, but you know what? That's the first song that everybody talks about.
Well,
I know
Byron,
they're
hold
gonna
on.
do it.
Wait a minute. What, you like Grand Funk though?
I like
Yeah.
Grand Funk. I don't mind BTO. I just don't like that song.
You know what's a killer BTO album is the
Well,
album
Let It Ride is
Fragile.
good. I like Let It Ride.
Yeah.
Fragile's kick.
Not
And guess
fragile.
what?
Not
Not
fragile.
Fragile.
Yeah, that's
Fragile,
yellow.
yes.
Together. Did you hear about it?
10.5 out of 10.
Mhm.
Did you hear they're getting back together?
Are they?
I thought they were
Yeah.
all dead.
No, no.
Except
They're
Randy
getting back
Bachman.
together.
And CF
Yeah, they're
Turner's
getting
still
back
on.
together.
Oh, well, if
It's a
you
reunion tour.
got CF Turner and you got Bachman, you're all right.
I think Turner's dead.
Oh, Turner's alive.
Is he?
I
All
think
right.
Yeah.
the only one left that is Randy Bachman, I believe.
No,
Yeah.
well,
Didn't his brother die, the drummer?
two of the
Yeah.
Tim and Randy, not Randy.
Blair Thornton
Robbie.
is still around.
Right. Tim and Robbie died this year.
Yeah, two of the
Fred's
brothers
alive.
died.
Fred is
Wow.
alive.
Fred's alive. Okay, great.
Fred's-
The 80 this
Excellent.
year,
Good to hear.
Hey, Dave, the pickup artist, a fellow
Celebration.
Ohioan,
Yeah.
is in the chat. Hey, Dave, how are you? Nice to see you.
Dave,
No.
the pickup artist. I love it.
Byron, don't knock it yet. Don't knock it till it's.
Hey,
Ring Ring by ABBA.
last week somebody gave me 3 BTO vinyls for free, so I grabbed them.
Okay.
You know what, Byron? It's not vinyls. It's vinyl. It's
Oh,
plural.
3 vinyl albums.
Oh.
Ernesta would assume I'm talking 8 tracks. Probably.
You're
if I
going to
didn't
cause
say
the
that.
vinyl community to have a hemorrhage.
Getting a little
Yeah.
testy.
I picked up 3 of them for free, so I
Yeah.
grabbed. I was like, for free, I'll grab them.
I'm going to throw this up one more time because I can't believe it's even up here. Oh, we're an American bank. Different song.
Oh.
Typo.
Oh, I'm not
Uh-oh.
saying it's a typo. All right. John, are you up next?
I am.
We're just
All right.
having a good old time here tonight.
Oh, yeah. We got to mix shit up and we're going to do some more here. That's right. We're going to go with Steely Dan
Oh,
Oh.
off the Countdown to Ecstasy album. We're going to go with, I'm going to wait a little bit.
where is it?
I have an album song off this on my list. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I'm waiting for Grant to give us the graphic.
Well, I've got
Meanwhile,
it.
you guys are kicking ass in the comments. Thank you.
Just
And
keep
there's
going.
DC's cat. Give it up for DC's cat.
He's always here.
Not DC Cab, DC Cat. All right.
Go ahead.
I
got
don't see it, but just keep going.
All right.
I don't
Okay,
know.
no problem. It's
Oh,
Miles
there you go.
Soul.
Byron's got it.
Oh, I
Mine-
got it.
Miles
that it?
Soul. That's it.
Yeah, I've got it.
I had that pick too.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Great, man. Nice stick alike.
Yep.
An upbeat song about a drug bust at the college that Walter Becker and Donald Fagen were attending at the time. Man, what a fantastic track. I love the horn lines in it. I love the camaraderie between the band. And, of course, a wonderful solo from Mr. Jeff Skunk Baxter.
He does about 3 solos on there, it seems like.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think there are 3.
Yeah.
And they're all like sparse and really tasty,
Yeah.
you know.
Right.
Good stuff. Yeah, there you go.
That's a good
Countdown
one.
Ecstasy.
All right.
Yep.
Cool.
And they're going on
Miles
tour.
Soul.
They're going on tour.
All
They've
right.
been touring. They've been touring every summer for a little while now. So that makes.
They're going to go on tour with the Eagles, though.
Oh, really?
They just announced it.
$500 tickets, probably.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Start
All right.
stoving away your cash, folks.
There you go. All right.
Yeah.
Grant, you're next.
Oh, someone mentioned Higher Ground by Stevie Wonder.
It was
Another
Mrs.
good one.
Byron Bolt.
Yep.
Oh,
That was mentioned.
That was mentioned earlier. Yeah.
okay.
Was Secret Treaties out in 73?
74.
Yeah.
74.
Well, let me check that.
I think so.
Here, Dan's got The Night the
think it's
Lights
74.
Went Out in Georgia. That's a good song.
Wow.
Oh, here we go. Dave from Ohio, all the way to Memphis by Monty.
Thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's
Here
another
in
good
the
album.
Mutations
Mott.
was 73. So, never mind.
Here we
This
go.
one's coming up.
Carly Simon, You're So Vain. DJ G is all over it. Look at this. Dan says, Grant, you should do a countdown to XTC show. write that down. That's a good idea.
There you go.
All right. So I guess it's my turn, right? Okay, here we go, kids. I'm going to go with, I don't think anybody has chosen this, but I'm going to go with, I can't see it,
There you go.
Stories, Brother Louie,
Nice.
from the About Us album, Kama Sutra 1973. This is the band that Michael Brown started. I think, was this the first band he started after
The Left Bank.
Left Bank? Was it?
I believe it was. Yeah.
So,
How
but
interesting. He went with a gravelly voiced frontman with the Left Bank was so smooth.
Ian Lloyd, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if anybody knows Ian Lloyd, he did a lot of vocals background. If you look at any Foreigner album,
Yeah.
he's doing background vocals on all of them.
Hmm.
But he's on this record, and I'm not sure how much Michael Brown is on this last Stories record. Well, actually, there's a record after this. Michael Brown left, and then, you know, Ian Lloyd continued. But I don't think he's on Brother Louie. This wasn't on the original album. I do have this on vinyl, and on my vinyl copy of it, Brother Louie's not on it. It was an afterthought.
Huh,
And I think by the
interesting.
time that was recorded, I think Michael Brown had bailed. But anyway, great song. I mean, back in the day, this got a lot of airplay. But it
Yeah.
also, here we go. Brother Louie versus, well, I don't know if I can pick. But this, now I don't know what I was going to say. This did get a lot of airplay back in the day. So, kind of forgotten now, I think. But I know what I was going to say. It sounds like nothing else on the record. It sticks out like a sore thumb. So, but that's my choice. Stories, Brother Louie. All right.
Nice.
DC.
Hey, Grant, you're the boss here. Do you want to start doing like twofers? Like I could do 6 and 5, or do you still want to do one at a time?
Oh, I don't care. You can do a couple if you want.
I'll do a couple just so we can get expedited. My 6 from the soul category is The Spinners. Could It Be I'm Falling in Love? Catchy, vocally engaging, instrumentation is wonderful, and the strings in the mix, and you could hear early elements of disco in this song too, just a hair.
Mm-hmm.
And then for my number 5, I'm going to go along with John. I'm going to choose Steely Dan, but I'm going to pick Do It Again because that thing is a bossa nova beat, which was so different how the song just, you know, presents itself. That bossa nova beat and that guitar solo is sublime. Just a great track.
Do It Again was 73.
Yeah, that as far as how I looked it up, it said 73.
It was on Can't Buy a Thrill.
It
which
probably came out
But as a single,
Yeah, single
maybe-
came out later. Probably.
I looked
Yeah.
at the Billboard 100. It was on
Right.
there as a single for 73.
That
So
counts then. That counts.
Okay.
you know, you could have picked Reeling in the Years, but that bossa nova thing sets it apart from everything else of its time. So
Yeah.
one of my favorite groups of all time too. So
Excellent.
Nice.
All right, Byron, go ahead.
All right. Well, the next one on my list, I'm going to skip since
Oh.
DC already covered it. So I'm going to skip that.
Well,
I ruined
it?
everybody's
What
fun.
was it for
It
the
was Live or Let Die. So skip that one.
Okay.
Okay. So the next one I'm going to go with is off of my favorite David Bowie album.
Okay.
That's 73, favorite album. So everybody probably knows what album we're talking about. I'm going to go with the title track, which is a kind of a weird song. I mean, it's a very good song, but it's got the craziest piano solo you're ever going to hear in your life by Mike Garson. I mean, this thing, he was an avant-garde jazz pianist, and that's what he plays on this song. It is just totally out of left field. You wouldn't think it works, but it works. Has anybody heard this or not?
Yeah, it's classic.
Yeah.
But the
I'm
solo
saying-
makes
I've
the
never heard
solo
that
doesn't make any sense,
Right.
but it
does.
makes sense. It fits the
It works.
track.
Yeah, it totally works. It's just it takes a while to get used to it, but it's just great. So we're doing 2. So I'm gonna go quickly to all right. So I'm not a huge Bruce Springsteen fan, but I like his 70s stuff. So I'm going to go with Rosalita. To me, this song is an epic. I mean, it's just, it seems a lot longer than it really is. I mean, I think it's about 6 minutes, but it's like he's reading a novel during this song. It just goes, the lyrics just go on and on and on and on. It's just great. I really feel like his first album had some great songs, but I don't think they hadn't quite developed their sound. That's the Bruce Springsteen sound on that song right there. I mean, I think that's his best song he ever did. But I could be wrong.
I can't argue with that. I'm not a big Bruce fan, so I'm going to agree.
It's my favorite.
Yeah, it's just great.
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy, here we go. What's this? Wait, oh, here we go. Hey, Rich, how are you? Nice to see you.
Yeah, driving
Saturday, Ballroom Blitz, Showbiz Kids. Tonight, Raspberry. Well, get ready. Just One Victory, Todd Rundgren. Can the Can, Don't Be Denied, Neil Young.
Can the Can, Susie Quattro.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Look at you, John. Oh, of course, you can't see either you or Ernesto right now. It looks like you are just like standing on the other side of the wall.
One of the advantages of being on the top row.
Yeah.
Well, we only have so much screen area, but that's a good one. Excellent.
Yeah. There's been like really great suggestions on the comments.
Holy crap! Everybody's all over.
Oh, that's Diamond Girl, fantastic.
That's good.
Yeah.
Brian says, "Nice, Rich." They're having some camaraderie there.
There you go.
Gene Genie. That's good.
Yeah. There's a lot of good songs on Aladdin Sane to choose from.
Dan's got a good one I'm going to share with the
Cracked Actors rocks.
Meadows by Joe Walsh is a killer.
It is.
That is a killer track.
Nobody mentions Joe Walsh, man. Nobody does.
Yeah.
We only picked so many, but that's a great one. All right. Ernesto, I'm throwing it over to you, my friend.
All right, so we're doing 2 then, right? We can do 2?
Sure, we can do 2. As long as I can keep up.
All right. The first one I'm going to do is a classic, legendary band, Deep Purple. Who do we think we are?
Oh. Do you have that on reel to reel?
No, I wish.
Well.
But I'm picking Woman from Tokyo because I love that song.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I think it's a great song. Some people don't care for that song.
I like it. Somebody mentioned Rat Bat Blue, and that might be my favorite from that album.
Yeah.
It's got a great riff.
Woman for Tokyo stands above all the rest as far as I'm concerned.
You have this. You got to have this. Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Is that 7? I didn't think that was 73. I didn't pick any Sabbath.
Yep, 73. I mean, come on. This album alone, man. This is
What
awesome.
track are you picking?
Oh, Sabbath, Bloody
Sabbath.
Sabbath.
That is 74 for some reason.
No, it's 73.
73.
Really?
Someone else picked Black Sabbath, but I'll throw the graphic up. Just don't read the album.
I'm wrong.
73.
What track?
Song?
Oh, Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath.
Okay.
The first one. Yeah.
That one song off Go ahead, Grant.
Well, I was going to say someone else has chosen Black Sabbath, but I can't remember now.
Oh,
that one song on Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, Sabra Cadabra.
Oh, yeah.
My one gripe about that song is I wish they would have run with that opening riff on that song. They play it in the beginning and then they never go back to it. That opening riff would probably be the only Black Sabbath song you would see dancers moving to in a strip club.
Yeah.
Play it later on after the show, folks, and listen to that riff and tell me you couldn't see that. Or not.
Wikipedia says that was 73, though. Well, no, it's 73. Yeah,
it is 73, Byron. What year are you in?
Never mind. I thought it was 7 Yep.
No, 73. I looked it up. I did the research.
Yeah, late 73.
We need to speak in quiet tones around Byron.
Late
Very calm, quiet. Dan has a good point. Where would you rank the year 1973 against the other years in the 70s?
Oh, that's hard.
I could do it.
I
For
think
me,
I think
71, 72, 73, and then maybe back to 70. And then the rest of it peters out for me, for my taste.
79 was awful good, though. I will give you that.
Yeah.
But I agree with you 100%, DC. 71, 72, then 73, and then go back to 70. I agree.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys heard the Stray Dog, but they put out a killer heavy blues album in 1973.
Oh, interesting.
Well, I have a stray dog walking around here somewhere. I don't know where he is.
I got one upstairs.
He didn't mention he had a music career, though. 1973 seemed more folksy pop. Aladdin
AM radio was.
Yeah, it depends. Yeah, but AM radio was. Oh, I love it. Aladdin is a brilliant album. Love it all. It is brilliant. I have to agree.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. All right. John the Music Nut. Sorry, I'm on track. I'm on track.
All right.
What's next?
We're going to fusion again.
Okay.
That's right.
I'm ready.
I'm going to go with an artist who had a fantastic career. He passed on a couple years ago, and it's on the screen right now. It's Chick Corea and Return to Forever. And the song is called You're Everything, and the album is Light as a Feather. This is a fantastic album. This one, I believe, is the only one that Floria Purim and Enzo Moreira were on. They are husband and wife, vocalist and drummer, respectively. Flora's got a wonderful voice. She also sang on the Welcome album from Santana. Fantastic singer. But this song, it's not really as fusion as the rest of the album. It's kind of more piano jazz, although Chick's playing the electric instead of the traditional piano. But Stanley Clarke's bass playing on here throughout the album is spectacular. As a matter of fact, I did get to see Stanley Clarke, and when I went to meet him, all the posters were sold out, but fortunately I had this CD with me, and he's
how cool. Wait a minute. Whoa. Let's make you big.
Sure.
Let me see that. Throw that up there.
Nice.
Oh,
There you
wow.
go.
Good for you. That is awesome.
Thank you.
Holy crap.
Classy guy.
Wow, I
Great
made
guy.
you really big.
That's right.
Uh-oh.
Hello out there. Worldwide. Grants Rock Warehouse. That's right.
All right. Thank you. That was good. I love that. Stanley
Thanks.
Clarke's a machine. As
He
far as
is.
bass players go, I don't know if he gets as much credit now. Everybody always seems to go to Jocko, but Stanley Clarke, I mean, every bit deserves every bit the notoriety that Jocko does, I think.
I agree. And he played double bass on this. It was before he switched to bass guitar. I mean, we bounced around from double bass to bass guitar throughout his career, but he played double bass on this album.
This is
Great stuff. Oh, and I'm going to do my number 5, and it'll be quick because
go ahead.
The album was already mentioned. It's off of Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, and the song I'm going with is The National Acrobat.
Oh, yeah.
Second track on the album. How I like to describe this song is there's more great riffs on this song than most bands have in a whole career.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like one of the good first great stoner rock songs because it's got that stoner vibe. It just swings. It's not fast. You know, you can dance. You can see.
You can dance to it.
Dancing to this because it's just so slow. You know, but I mean slow, but it grooves. But there's so many great riffs on this. Fantastic song. Oh, fantastic album. Sabra Cadabra is great. Title track. I always like Who Are You, even though it's a little weird. Killing Yourself to Live is great. Yeah. Whole album. Fantastic.
National Acrobat. You like that one?
National Acrobat's my song.
So last night at the Contrarians, we were live and we talked about albums that are great albums with lousy covers. I would say this is not a lousy cover. I think the cover of this album is.
It's the same guy that did all the iconic movie posters in the 70s, the Star Wars, Indiana Jones. His name is Drew Staisman.
Yeah, that guy.
He's a real kingpin in the illustration world. The front represents the death of a very evil man, and the back represents the death of a very good man. So, little
I did not know that.
Fact.
You know, kids, if you watch this channel long enough, you will learn something.
You're not wasting your time, folks.
You're not wasting your time.
Rock Warehouse. No, baby, no.
I choose this panel carefully. So
when I look at this vinyl here and my CD copy, they both say copyright 1974. I don't know if it was a U.S. release in 74 and a European release in 73. I don't get it, but these all say 74.
I believe that you may be right, Byron. It may have been one country at 73, another country at 74.
Yeah,
well, it
Because if
kind
you
of
look
came
it up-
out in the UK earlier than it came out here.
If you look it up in WikiLeaks or whatever, it says 73.
Yeah, I agree. It does.
Yeah.
Well, Byron feels gypped on this. I can tell.
Yeah, I was going to pick something off of that. But never mind.
Well, it's okay. It's all right.
all right.
It's all good.
Save it for
Right.
74.
Yeah.
All right, wait a minute. We got a follow up from Dan. Stray Dog was a power trio originally, and we're from Manicore. I don't have my glasses on. I thought it was Mantity. As Greg Lake. Oh, Greg Lake was a fan of, I guess, and the leader was Scruffy Walden.
Snuffy Walden.
I know, I can't. Who later did music for the Wonder Years series.
Oh, wow.
Wonder why his name was Snuffy.
He likes Snuffleupagus from the Sesame Street show.
Brian McFadden, Graham Parsons, a song for you. Look at Brian
Nice.
throwing out the Graham Parsons.
Yeah.
Hymn of the Seventh Galaxies, another great Chick Corea and Return to Forever album, 1973.
I co-signed Sean. I have that album, and I love that one as well.
Hey, I think we had this last night. The Pink Fairies of Oblivion from 73 is a great album. And Larry Wallace went on to Motorhead. And I don't know, Dan, if that was you last night. Were you on the Contrarian chat? Because someone mentioned Pink Fairies last night. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, we're getting some really good info on the comments too. Hats off to you folks.
Oh my God.
No doubt.
Good.
Well, this is why we do this, is so we can interact. This is what's fun.
The live stuff's the best.
So John, you just went, right?
Yes, I
Okay.
did my 6 and 5.
All right. Some reason I have two Bay City Rollers up here. That's odd. Okay,
Well, they
someone
won 73.
had mentioned the raspberries. Well, how can I not go on into 1973 without mentioning the raspberries? Tonight from side 3 on Capitol, 1973, Eric Carmen song, leads off the record. This was released as a single. I don't know where it charted. Probably didn't chart very high because by 1973, as the raspberries progressed, their singles never charted quite as well as the first album. But tonight's one of those great Eric Carmen songs. This is one of those albums where I think this is where power pop really takes hold, because this album's a lot heavier than the previous records. I don't know. It's a 5-star record in my book, maybe. I think.
Just tremendous. Just such joy and just such catchy little 3-minute gems of happiness and toe tapping.
Yep,
If
there
that's
you
the
go.
thing.
So that's my choice for I don't know what number. It doesn't matter at this point.
5, I guess.
Oh yeah, it was Dan. You mentioned Pink Fairies. Well, Dan, I appreciate you coming on last night, because last night we kicked butt last night.
And thanks
No
for
doubt.
coming on over here too.
Yeah, we appreciate everybody.
Yeah, thanks for
tuning in.
coming on now. So, it's all about that. There you go, Dan. Side 3 is perfect. Yes, it's a great record. Highly recommend any Raspberries. If you haven't heard any Raspberries, check it out. There's a couple of comps out there for all their hits, and it's worth seeking out.
Mhm.
All right, DC, what you got?
Okay, we're going to go with 4 and 3 here.
I think he locked up.
My number 4, I'm going to pick an album cut. I've been going mostly with top 40 stuff. I'm not even a humongous fan of this band, but the song Us and Them by Pink Floyd.
Oh,
It's just an ethereal dreamscape. It's with the vocals, instrumentation, those spoken word little tidbits that come in certain parts, and the piano solo, the sax solo. And it's just so spacey and beautiful to my ears. And my number 3, it's been mentioned a couple times before, and I can't let this list go in 73 without mentioning Todd somewhere. Todd Rundgren's some Wizard of True Star. I didn't pick just one victory. These are so little snippety songs. I had a hard time picking one that encompasses what that album's all about. And I just pick, sometimes I don't know what to feel, because it's a soulful ballady thing with kind of spacey productions. And it's got some horns in it. So I chose that one. So that's
that works.
4 and 3.
All right. And then there were 4. All right. Okay, Ernesto, up to you now.
Okay, I think this is my 7th. Let me check. 1, 2. This is my 7th. So the next is a legendary band. We all know. We've all heard of them. The Who. Quadrophenia.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
There you go, Dan.
What an amazing year. Oh, man.
Yeah, 73 is really shaping up.
The real me, man. The real me. And John, you know who covers that, right?
Well, if you watch me and our wonderful friend John Clauser on My Music Corner, you know that we just finished a series on Wasp, the great LA heavy metal band led by the incomparable Blackie Lawless.
And they do a great cover of it, let me tell you.
They
a very good cover of it. They're probably the best ones that I like their cover more than anybody else.
You guys see me?
Me too.
So,
yeah, I can hear you.
Byron, did you see your pick?
You're back.
Very good. That's a good one.
Okay. It's weird. We all dropped. 3 of us dropped at once.
You did?
Actually, on my end, you're the only one that dropped.
You're the only one that dropped.
Well, I was showing 3. Me and 2 other guys were just gone. And then DC had locked up first, and then
I am now the secret square.
Thank goodness I'm keeping it together over here.
Byron, I think you're on another panel.
I just want to say what Rich said. Tonight is a 1970s power pop personified.
Agreed.
Yep.
Ecstasy is, I can't swear. We don't swear on this channel. It's great. Last Dance by the Look at all these raspberry.
Yeah, some raspberry love.
Raspberries gives me goosebumps still. Real Me by the Who.
There you go, Ernesto.
Dan mentioned that right before Ernesto.
Choice.
Oh, thank you, Rich. Yeah, that's the one I picked out of all those little 1-minute songs.
Quadrophenia is my favorite Who album. Yeah, I love Quadrophenia. Some people think...
Oh, sorry, that's the wrong one.
I think Quadrophenia... Let's just talk about the Who for a second. I think Quadrophenia is probably the last great Who album. I mean, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Who by Numbers is fine. Who Are You's okay, but Quadrophenia, that was, Oh, Brian says Quadrophenia over Tommy.
Yeah.
That's
maybe,
close.
Well, maybe. At least maybe the recording's better. It's a classic. I still have my record. Was Waka Jawaka out in 73?
I'm going to say 72, but I could be wrong.
I think the Grand Wazoo 73.
Yeah, was Overnight
Sensation album in 73 was that one.
I just picked this
Overnight
up there,
Sensation.
Byron.
Byron's frozen. Oh, there you go, Byron.
No, he's not. He's still working.
Oh, okay.
I just picked that up.
Great record.
I'm preparing for the future.
Oh, there you go.
I never had that one. So, All right, Quadrophenia over Tommy. All right, who's next? Now I'm all
Byron.
screwed up. Byron, I think we might have skipped.
Things are going crazy here again, man.
Well, the order's changed. Oh!
What the?
Now he knows how I feel when I was blanking out.
So, Dan, wasn't Grand Wazoo 73, right? Oh, he's back again. Why is Byron toying with us like this? Why are you popping in and out?
I don't know. I got the Ernesto internet this week or something.
Popping in and out.
I know Ernesto's been good today. I don't know what's going on. All right, so I'm going to assume it's is it Byron? Is he next?
We got Byron and John left for this round.
Right.
All right.
All right,
Go ahead,
well,
Byron. I don't know who's up next.
Yeah,
Let's go
so
for-
I kind of got some of that last discussion. You're talking about Quadrophenia.
Yeah.
Well, my next song is on Quadrophenia. Love
Oh.
Rain O'er Me. I love that song.
Nice.
yeah, I've got that too
You
somewhere.
know, it's
There-
one of
oh,
Rogers'
there it is.
vocal performances, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I
Oh,
also
it's a
have,
classic.
Yeah, that's a great song.
It's a
I have
classic.
the soundtrack too.
Yeah, Ernesto's got it. And then the next one I want to discuss. Actually, Grant played this on his 70s show the other day, I think. Hypnotized by Fleetwood
did.
Mac.
Oh, okay.
Oh
And
man.
that's the drums on that are just so smooth.
Yeah, that's a great song. Emerald Eyes too is great from that album.
Yeah, that song. I mean, it's almost like it is trying to hypnotize you. You feel like you're just kind of floating on the clouds or something. He's just setting
Is
the
that
mood.
Peter Green?
It's just
Is that
great.
Peter Green on that?
No.
So Bob Welch.
Bob Welch.
Mick and John could get a great groove going on at times.
Oh,
It's
my
great.
God.
I like
Yeah.
the way that whole record sounds. I love the sound of that song too. It's just something about that production.
Yeah.
That early 70s production just has this, I don't know, I can't put my finger on it. I love the way everything sounded then. Like if you listen to like Toys in the Attic by Aerosmith, I'm just using another example. That freaking record sounds great. Is it Jack Douglas production? Is it just because it's the mid 70s? Somewhere back then, everything sounded so good, you know? 80s, it all went to hell.
Yeah,
Okay.
agreed.
All right. Is it my turn or John or
John's turn.
John?
I'm up. Thank you. Well, my number 4 was already mentioned by Byron. I can't do it any more justice than he did. It's Rosalita by Bruce Springsteen
Oh,
and the
nice.
E Street Band. My favorite song by Springsteen. Fantastic album. Kitty's Back is really close too. I love that song.
Mhm.
But yeah, fantastic early record. This was the record before Born to Run, but yeah,
Right.
fantastic album. Great track. Okay, my number 3, I'm going to bring the funk.
Oh, crap. Wait a minute. Go ahead.
All right. This is a walking, living, breathing legend, jazz legend, but he added so much stuff to jazz. He went in all different directions. He's still out there touring. I was blessed to see him 4 years ago in New Jersey. It's Herbie Hancock.
Where is it?
The album is Headhunters, and the song is Chameleon.
Nice.
This was a huge hit on the R&B charts. It's 15 minutes in its original length. They had to cut it down. But, oh my gosh. This album is a standard in funk fusion. I mean, one you can argue perhaps the finest Herbie album, and he's got a ton of them that I would give 10
Yeah.
stars.
Right.
10 out of 10 too.
Yeah, this is up there. That's for sure.
Yeah, fantastic album. And the next album, Thrust, is just as good. It just didn't have the hit single that Chameleon was on Headhunters. But, oh my gosh, 15 minutes, so many different movements to it, but it keeps you in. It never gets boring. Great song to jam to, chill to, dance to, whatever you want to do. Chameleon is top notch. Fantastic song. It's my number 3 from 73.
Excellent.
Thank you.
All right. All right. Mine is, I'm going to go with Styx Lady from Styx 2, 1973, Wood Nickel. Of course, we know this record came out 73, failed to do anything. A radio station in Chicago picked it up in like 75, or maybe, no, 74, late 74. Started to play it. It took off, and the rest is history. This is kind of like the blueprint of what would come later with Styx, I think. In fact, the thing that I just learned is that this was like the first song that I think Dennis DeYoung wrote on his own. Little bit of trivia.
Yeah, they said they didn't want to put it on the first album, or their producer didn't want to put it on the.
Yeah. So
Wow.
save it for the second. But, you know, it sounds like Styx. It could have been on Equinox as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I love it. I don't know. I appreciate Dennis a lot more since Dennis hasn't been part of the band. I don't know. I love it. Of course, I love Styx. So, come on. But I had to mention it because this kind of began everything for them. So there you go. Lady from Styx 2. All right.
Nice.
Oh, I'm only going one. Let me do another one. What the hell? I'll give you another chick. Another one, which kind of set Steve Miller's career on fire. The Joker from 1973.
Yeah.
This is a lot of blueprints right here. This is the blueprint for Fly Like an Eagle, Book of Dreams. All these have a certain trademark sound. And right after the Joker, once the Joker kind of took off and became a hit, Steve's probably going, oh, maybe there he's doing it again. There must be something to this sound. So, as we know, Fly Like an Eagle, Book of Dreams, both great records. Though some people may think that this era is, this is not my Steve Miller. They want all that 60s Boz Scaggs stuff, which is fine. All that stuff's great. But this is when Steve finally could make some money. I'm just going to give him that. And everyone, one moment, but Byron Bolt is back.
He is?
There he is, everyone.
Yeah.
Back
All
again.
right.
I don't know what's going on.
You got the curse.
Here we go. Gentle Giant in a Glass House album is pretty good. Dan, you sure your name isn't Rand Kelly?
Yeah, I know.
Have you guys heard Sextant from 1972 by Herbie? I have not.
I own it.
I don't remember much of it.
I own it. It's fantastic. It's like funk from outer space. There's 3 tracks. Hornets is 19 minutes. It just takes you on a ride. It's a fantastic album, but it's a bit of an acquired taste. It's not as funky as Headhunters or Thrust or Manchild, but it's very spacey. It is cool. It's a cool album. Another one I give a 10
What's
to.
happened?
Love that album.
Those are fireworks.
Ernest, they having fireworks over there in LA?
Oh man, it's a war zone.
Yeah, I've heard. It's more than just fireworks over in LA. All right. I always loved you. Oh, I've always God, I can't talk. I always loved You Need Love. Barnstorming out of the speakers off Styx 2. That's a great track, Dan. Oh, love it. And Brian agrees with you, for crying out loud. Steve Miller finally made it off the Joker, and he bought a ranch and land and retired for a bit. That's a cool thing to do. Well, he was plugging away. He needs to,
He's still
take a
touring.
break. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's still touring. He played New York a few days ago.
Sean Barnes. I just saw Herbie Hancock in concert a few days ago. Incredible show. His playing is better than ever, in my opinion.
Awesome.
God, how old is Herbie now?
He's 82 or 83. Thanks,
Holy
John.
cats.
Great
Yeah,
to hear that.
Wow.
But glad to hear that he's still playing.
He's older than Steve Miller. Steve Miller's 80 and he's out there still.
Well, we got to make money, kids. We can't stop. All right, DC. I don't even know what number we're on.
Well, this will be
what is left?
my last 2 of the top 10 if we're going to do
Okay.
all 10.
Yeah.
It already came up in conversation before from the album Intervisions, Stevie Wonder, but I picked Golden Lady because I cannot believe they did not pick that as a single. That is a tremendous song that I think could have rode the charts. And anyway, I thought it was funny that Jeff Beck, speaking of him, was given Stevie's song Superstition, and Stevie had second thoughts. Saying, what the hell? Why'd they give that song to him? Recorded it on his own. I guess Jeff Beck was kind of pissed off, but they recorded it anyway. And my number 1, I couldn't let a 73 list go by without, and he's not the pinnacle artist for me. I like enough of his music, but Elton John, and I picked Benny and the Jets just because it's so different. That intro, dump, 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 and that falsetto voice that's also in there too. Very unique song. So I'm going to pick any number of 73 tunes from Elton John, but I'll finish off with Benny and the Jets.
Excellent. Cool.
Oh,
Super.
Nice.
All right, Ernesto, what you got?
Right. I'm gonna do my last two.
Okay.
So the first one I'm gonna go with both legendary bands. One is my favorite more than the other, but I'll do Aerosmith.
Holy mackerel. Is that an
Nice.
original 8-track?
That's an original. I mean, this thing is minty. It's probably never been played.
Wow.
It's just Dream On, of course. You know.
But wouldn't
And
it have
then-
the other cover, though? Wouldn't it come with the original cover? That's the second cover.
Yeah, that's the way I got it.
All right.
So
Tells you what
and-
I know. I know nothing. So
So, and this is an American one. This is not Canadian. It's totally different.
okay. Yeah.
So, and then the second one, well, actually, that was my second. This is my first one because this is like my favorite band of all time.
Mhm.
And this would be Thin Lizzy.
Grand Funk.
No,
Ah.
Thin Lizzy,
Thin Lizzy.
Vagabonds of the Western World. And this
My
is
favorite band of all time.
This is Decca. This is from Europe, and of course the rocker on this.
That's good.
This is like
That's a very underrated album.
yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I love Thin Lizzy. This is like I have more Thin Lizzy than I do every other band. But I love this
Great band. Great
Yeah,
band.
That's a good one.
yeah.
Is it as good as
Excellent
this?
Oh, it destroys Tom Jones live.
So
I
that'll
gotta
be
get
They're
me
classics.
I gotta get me some more records popped up. All I have is that
it.
and this. I need to get more.
God,
Captain's missing his trademark hat.
I do
on
have
that.
this overlay that Ernesto probably will notice.
Which one?
Remember that?
Yeah,
Look
yeah
at
that's
that.
classic.
Look at
Better
that
say
from
that.
the old show. I still have that up here.
Yeah.
Anyway, excellent
Okay, so-
choices. All right, John. Now we'll just go
What?
John. I can't keep track.
Okay. All right. Well, we didn't mention this band yet. They hit their commercial peak this year. They had a #1 album for 5 consecutive weeks in 1973. This is my second favorite band.
Mhm.
My favorite band is Little Feat. And they released Dixie Chicken that year, but that came close. I didn't pick anything from that.
Mhm.
But I did pick a song off the Allman Brothers and Sisters album.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it's
Mhm.
not the huge hit. It's the wonderful instrumental Jessica.
Mhm.
Classic.
Jessica has such a memorable guitar line, you can sing it. Dickie Betts, what a fantastic composer.
Yeah.
I mean, his instrumentals with the Almonds are sublime. Even on the albums that weren't so hot, you can always count on Dickie giving you this fantastic instrumental. And Jessica is a beautiful song. The
Mhm.
guitar solos made me. The guitar solo after Chuck Level's piano in it, because Chuck Level joined the band, or Lavelle. Chuck Lavelle joined the band for a little while during this period, and he did a great piano solo on it. And then Dickie does a guitar solo that'll make you cry. It's a beautiful solo, fantastic track. Love this song to death, Jessica. And it's not my #1, but it was hard to take this out of #1.
That's
But
a good one.
thank you. My #1 is, this one's going to go out to Dan Goucher. You mentioned this earlier in the comments, and it's off of one of my 2 or 3 favorite double albums
Mhm.
ever released. And DC Toontime just mentioned this album. This is Elton John,
Oh,
Goodbye
yeah.
Yellow Brick Road, and the track I'm going for is There You Go. And and Ernesto did too. That's right. My bad. I'm sorry. Funeral for a Friend, Love Lies Bleeding. To me, this is the best song Elton ever did. A fantastic track. I love the long interlude with Funeral for a Friend. It's just such a wonderful, grandiose song that goes into this killer rocker. One of his best rock songs, in my opinion. And that's saying a lot with an album that has every Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting on it. And Gray Seal, too.
Yeah.
Love this track. Another one of those 10, 11-minute songs that just takes you right in, takes you for a ride. Probably my favorite song, period.
Good
And
choice.
Jessica's right up there too.
Wow.
It's my
That's
favorite
a strong
song.
statement.
The favorite song of my lifetime, I will say.
I was going to say that
it's
I've
kind
got.
of. I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead. Sorry.
I've kind of bounced around a few of my what's my favorite song, and more years than any other, it was this song, "Funeral for a Friend, Love Lies Bleeding."
That's
Love
a
this
good
song
one,
so
John.
much. Thank you.
I've got
This-
this CD. I've got the original MCA CD that came out in the 80s or something, but it's a 2 CD set.
oh,
And
nice.
This are made in Japan. Oh God, there he goes again. Where is
A
he?
little scamp.
Where is he broadcasting from? Jupiter or something?
The Crab Nebula.
You know what? It's sometimes when you're wireless.
That's
doesn't go
it.
through, it's hard, man.
I don't know. I don't seem to have that problem.
You probably
Dickie
have to
Betts
walk.
was on fire in '73, kids.
Absolutely. Without
Great call on
question.
Jessica. Sorry,
Thank
John,
you,
about your
Dan.
face.
Yep.
Great call on Jessica. Never gets old. Always sounds new. Oh God,
Yep.
here he comes again. Everybody, cross your fingers. Hey, he's back. Byron, can you give us? Do you have any more picks?
Wait, I have an
Money.
honorable mention.
Oh,
Anybody have an honorable mention?
well,
Byron didn't do his two.
I
though.
got one more point.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Go ahead.
all right,
Sorry.
go to Byron, and then I'll do my
Sorry.
wrap up, and then any.
You
honorable
know,
mentions. Oh, Jesus.
well, I got a couple left, but my old school
Byron, it's
was
not
one of them,
happening.
which you already discussed.
All right, go
And
ahead.
then,
Try it. Now you're working.
I got one more.
Well, what was
Dude-
the other one?
Dude, Heartbreaker by the Stones.
3.
Did you get that?
Oh,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Great song.
good
I'm
choice.
gone.
Good choice.
I got it. There's your graphic. Oh,
I can
that's
see you
not
guys,
it.
but you can't see me.
Do. Heartbreaker.
All right,
Good one.
what's your other one?
Well, he's frozen right now, so I don't know.
He's pleased with himself.
He looks like he's sitting on a throne.
Heartbreaker, the Stones.
What's your next one?
Dude,
What's your next one?
That's all I got. I'll keep it short.
No. You have two. I've got the Rolling Stones, Heartbreaker. What's the other one?
Oh, Lord.
Okay.
Byron.
Well, my next
No.
one is I could have picked any Sweet. I think this is all of mine now. God, well, I have a couple, but I'll just go through them real quick. So, Sweet Blockbuster from 1973 was on the first U.S. release album that was on Bell. I could
Right.
also say Ballroom Blitz, Fox
Right.
on the Run, any of those Sweet records, freaking top notch. I love Sweet. I appreciate them even more now than ever. The other one I think I had popped up here was the Beach Boys,
Yeah.
Sail on Sailor from Holland, which it doesn't sound so much like a Beach Boys song, but it is. And there are like 5 different songwriters along with Brian Wilson who co-wrote the song. From Beach Boys in 1973, it's a great song and it still stands up.
Nice.
Is that it? I'm gonna say. I think that's it. I think that's all mine. Anybody else have anything?
I've got a couple of almost
ahead.
made the cut. I'll do
Yeah.
them real quick. We mentioned McCartney. Could have gone with My Love, that guitar solo. Wow, wow, wow. It's not how fast you play. It's
Henry
what you
McCullough. Yeah.
play. Yeah.
Great.
Band on the Run, Jet, like I believe John had mentioned that.
Yeah.
Queen, Keep Yourself Alive, Liar, that first album. The Carpenters, Yesterday Once More, John Lennon, Mind Games, Led Zepp 2, House of the Holy. There's about 5 or 6 songs there. Billy Paul, Me and Mrs. Jones, Barry White, I'm Gonna Love You Just a Little More, Babe, and Bloodstone, Natural High for 3 soul songs. And that's it.
Cool.
Oh.
Excellent. Some songs that are older get put out as singles again. Don't count. No. Well, I think you could
so.
count. I think you could count Styx Lady as 73 and 74 because that's when it took off was in 74. So I think that counts.
Aerosmith Dream On too.
Yeah.
That was originally a single in 73.
David Henschel actually played the synth intro for Funeral for a Friend. It's so amazing. Didn't he produce Genesis? Is he the Genesis producer?
Thank you for that, Sean. I didn't know he played that synth solo.
I didn't know that either.
Sorry, you guys, your face is blocked. 73 was an off year for so many artists that had killer 1974s.
Well, we'll find out.
We'll find out,
won't we?
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna do 74. Windy City by Sweet is an all-time deep track. Sadly, not from 73. 74 was better than 70. There's the cat again.
Yeah.
Bob Marley just got Stand Up.
Get up, stand up.
I Am Woman. Rich, I'm glad to hear that.
Helen Reddy.
I was wondering about you, and now we now know. I'm just joking. But yeah, I Am Woman, Hear Me Roar. Was that Helen Reddy, really? Was it?
Yeah.
First time Helen Reddy's ever been mentioned on this channel.
Yep.
About that. Da-da-da.
Does anybody else have an honorable mention or anything?
Well,
I have one, but I'll wait.
Okay.
I'll say mine after Ernesto.
Are you
All
sure?
right,
Yeah, absolutely.
go ahead.
I was just going to mention
We've
one
been
that
going.
Byron should have mentioned because
You
he's
got
a
a
big
minute.
fan of this guy. And basically, he didn't mention Gary Moore's first debut album, which was in 73, Grinding Stone. And that's his first album. And I'm surprised Brian didn't mention it. So, and then I'll mention this one, Jimi Hendrix.
What album's that?
Look at that.
That's a
From the
soundtrack.
It's the soundtrack from the Jimi Hendrix movie.
Okay. What song?
And it's got, like, so many great songs. I mean, I don't know which one to pick, but I would pick like Hey Joe or Johnny Be Good because I love those songs. But this came out in 73, so you can imagine how amazing this was back then.
Yeah.
You know? So, and then somebody didn't mention Brownsville Station. Smoking in the Boys.
Mhm.
Yeah, Smoking in the Boat, boys. That was 73, right?
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
that was a good one.
Steelers Wheel Stuck in the Middle of You was Screaming 1973.
And if
Oh yeah, Rich. Helen Reddy is a fellow Aussie. There you go.
Yeah.
That's cool, Rich. Give a shout out for your fellow countrymen.
Yep,
What was Jethro Tull in 73? Ooh,
Passion Play.
Passion Play. Yeah.
Passion Play was a good one.
there you go.
Yep.
All right, John.
All right. I mentioned Little Feat before. We'll go with Batman the Bathtub from Dixie Chicken, although that whole album is great. And one more band that none of us mentioned, but they were still pretty hot in 1973. A band I love, War. And the song I'm going to go with is Gypsy Man from Deliver the Word. That's a killer record.
It's a good one.
They made 4 killer records right in a row. Excellent band.
Do you like the work that they did with Eric Burden when they just kind of started out? Do you like those records?
And they're I don't own them. I heard them. They're a little different. I mean, they were a completely different band once they left Eric.
Yeah.
They were like really psychedelic and spacey while Eric just did his thing. You know, one day I'll pick them both up, but I like what they did once they left Eric more.
You guys are still going?
Yeah.
Yeah, Brian, do you have any honorable mentions? Well, hey, thanks for popping in.
I'm tapped out here. I reset my router. I don't know if that my modem
Byron.
router. Maybe
You look more clear.
Yeah, you're clear now, and it's no glitches, so you're good.
Everyone's familiar with the rules in life, right? Rule number 1. Do you know what rule number 1 is? Reboot. Reboot is rule number 1.
Did.
Yeah, I know. It solves everything, pretty much. But you seem
Byron.
okay now.
Byron.
Anyway, do you have any honorable mentions?
No, I already gave you guys everything I had.
All right. Well,
Well,
you got me all confused. So
You forgot Gary Moore.
Uh-oh.
oh, here we go. Dan wants to know: is that Pioneer gear in the background? Wait a minute.
I mean,
Is that?
sounds
Wait a minute.
all
No,
right.
he's probably talking to Ernesto.
Yeah, that's all. That's my 1250,
Yeah, there you go, Dan. Look at that.
and my Pioneer turntable. You can't see it, but it's under here
Oh.
covering it.
So that receiver's a 1250.
Gone.
Yeah, that's like $2,000 right there.
That's the big dog, right? You
yeah.
ever
Well,
work on a- Hey,
it's
Byron,
pretty
do you ever work on a 1250?
no, he's frozen right now.
Oh my God. Well, you remember when I said reboot was the number one rule? Sometimes it doesn't work.
He didn't
lost
mention Gary Moore. How can he not mention Gary Moore?
We lost. I got rid of him because, well, maybe let's see if I hit him again, he'll come back.
He'll come back.
There it comes.
No,
Oh,
he's
okay.
gone. All right, gentlemen, I guess we've done it. What a great discussion. We went like an hour. That's okay. I mean,
Yeah,
hour and a half. Hour and a half. Well, it was fine.
Thanks,
Just
TC.
the treasure trove of songs from such a variety of different musical disciplines is really astounding when you think about it. And
really
people
is.
in the chats came up with even more incredible material. I mean, what a fertile year.
Yeah. Everybody's picked
for music.
It's
What
fertile.
a fertile chat.
Yeah.
Fertile chat.
Fertile chat.
Oh,
Here we-
Byron's in the chat now.
He
I
says, I
give
give up.
Tell him the Texas picks.
I was going to say hello to the
Yeah.
good doctor because the good doctor graced us with his presence.
Oh, Dr.
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
There he is, the good doctor. Thank you
Yes.
for popping in.
I saw
And
Cosmic Slot mentioned earlier. Was that you, Dr. Funkenstein, or was that
Yeah,
Dan?
he
was
mentioned.
him.
Wait a minute. What did he say?
And
Oh, I
we didn't forget about the good
Cosmic.
doctor.
Right, Cosmic.
There we go.
Yeah,
That's killer.
that's killer.
Awesome.
Everybody had good picks. Everybody had really good picks.
Yeah, I thought it was a great
Thank you.
conversation. Like I said, the
Fantastic.
panel and the comments. Really great choices, folks.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Well,
Absolutely.
before we
Thank
get
you.
off of this
Let
show,
that get juicy.
I want to mention that tomorrow, of course, on Saturdays we do the listening party. Well, like every other weekend, but I've been cranking them out every weekend now. You never know what I'm up to. But instead of doing it Saturday, I'm going to do it Friday. So it's going to be Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and then at 9 o'clock, as we always do to try to fake out Facebook. We do it for like 55 minutes, kill that stream, start a new one. But we're going to do a 70s listening party tomorrow night.
Oh,
So-
okay.
Where
The
you're...
The Rock Warehouse is always one step ahead of the man.
Yeah.
Always.
I always try to be one step ahead.
That's right.
So tomorrow we will have 2 hours of 70s. If you're bored, hanging out. I've got one show done. I still have to make the other show, but I'm going to say it's a rocking one this time. We're going to rock a little bit. So should be good. Hopefully anyone is not doing anything can pop in and just say hey. And of course, Brian McFadden. Yeah, well, I'll be doing it. Excellent. Yeah. So anyway, tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, be here or be square. But other than that, gentlemen, anything more you need to add before we sign off for tonight?
I just want to thank everybody for coming on and our panel, man. You guys are great.
Thank you.
I would say the
got
same thing. Thanks for having me, Grant and panel. You
course.
guys were fantastic. I really enjoyed it. It was a great conversation.
So I'm gonna
Thanks a lot,
assume you
everyone.
guys. I'm gonna assume you guys would be down for doing 1974.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
All right. Well, I will be in contact, and we will get that on the books. Because this is just fun. This is what doing these years and doing these shit. This is just fun. That's what it is. And I love
really
what everybody
enjoyable.
likes.
You hear about stuff that you hadn't thought about in a long, long time. People's tastes are just different enough so that they're picking out things that just, passed you by when you were scouring 73 or whatever. So it just it was a really enjoyable time.
Brian's a big fan of the graphics. He likes it when we throw up, stuff like this. He likes that.
Oh, who doesn't?
You know what, kids?
He's got the whole world of ladies covered there. I think.
This album cover in today's woke world would never, Get
Oh,
approval.
if I could
No.
get in a time machine and go back to 73, or I would in a click.
I'm not sure this would get approval because I don't know. But I meant that Tony Tennille looks pretty good here. But
Oh
the
my gosh.
captain with his big boggin eyeballs,
Yeah,
I
and
don't
his
know.
hat.
Yeah.
Tony's
missing
a
his hat.
very pretty woman. Remember she when you used to wear that Dorothy Hamill
Yes.
Yeah.
banky thing?
Yeah.
You know,
Very
and you know
pretty
the sad
lady.
thing. You know the
Very
sad thing
pretty.
is when he died, she was on his bedside.
She was.
Yep.
I thought she had.
She had divorced him, but they were kind of
They were
still
still kind of close, yeah.
kind of close. I guess he was kind of a cold fish, from what she says. He didn't show the affection like she had hoped.
Hey Dan, for the second hour, I will put some more obscure records together. I haven't put that one together. There's some obscure ones on the first one, but you kind of have to mix it up. But for the second hour, I'll try to go deep. I'll go deep, Dan.
Mm.
So anyway, gentlemen, let's wrap this up. I want to thank, Byron, BM Bolt for being here some of the time. DC Tune Time, Zartan69, and John the Music Nut. And I'm your host, Grant Arthur. And we will see you with 1974. There are so much more great topics coming. You never know what's going to come out on this channel. We try to keep it adventurous. I'll just leave it at that. Never disappointed with those episodes, with the listening ones. All right, cool. All right, well, we'll see you on 1974. I'll get this group together. Thank you, gentlemen, and have a good night. And everybody, if you can't make it for tomorrow's listening party, have a good Friday, have a good weekend, and keep it real in the feel. There you go. All right, good night, everybody. We'll see you.
Good night.